What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and good morning to you. Today is Tuesday, May 6th, and it is a beautiful day. Unless you woke up and first thing you did, like I did, was pull up the S&P 500 to see what's going on in the stock market. Well, we had another night where we get to wake up and see a gap down with the S&P 500, which causes a gap down in pretty much all the stocks I love to day trade, and a lot of my stocks that are long-term holds in my long-term retirement portfolio. But guys, I've been sharing this with you for the last couple videos. We knew what we were going into this week. We knew that this week was going to be somewhat of a down week. Number one, because we had such a strong week last week. We finished 8 or 10 days in the green. The S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the Dow, all showing really good, consistent trends, I guess you would say. I believe they reported that the NASDAQ had 10 straight weeks of at least positive momentum. So those are all good things in the market, especially with all the volatility and what's happening. Guys, what's going on in the news right now? Tariff fears are back. Everybody's freaking out about the tariffs and about what's going to happen. And it kind of started Sunday because President Trump said that he would not be willing to meet with his counterpart in China to talk about the trade tariffs unless China was willing to negotiate. He said, I want a fair deal for the United States. China's not ready to make a fair deal with the United States. So that caused some fear in the market, especially with all the talk about how many dolls should a kid have and all these things. So, you know, kind of silliness, but at the end of the day, it is affecting the market overall. We also have where Trump said that he's putting a 100% tariff on movies, on foreign movies made abroad, movies made outside the United States, starting immediately. Well, what did that do yesterday? Well, Netflix and Disney, both of them, kind of suffer the consequence of that, where their stocks dropped. And I'm going to put up on the screen here each one of their current stock levels and kind of show you that stock drop. The other thing that is happening in the news, which is really the biggest part of what's going on right now, is starting today, we have a 2-day meeting with the Federal Reserve. And obviously Fed, Chair Jerome Powell controls a lot of what's going on with that, and has never really seen eye to eye with President Trump. And President Trump's been pushing a lot of putting a lot of pressure on Jerome Powell to make some decisions to cut tax rates. And we don't think it's going to happen. We don't believe that Jerome Powell's going to drop to bring the rate down. Well, so everybody's kind of struggling and stressing about that. And when that happens, so does the market. So we won't really know anything until probably tomorrow, end of day maybe, midday maybe, it depends with this 2-day meeting, or it might be Thursday. So my recommendation, not financial advice, but my recommendation to you guys, I also am heeding this recommendation, is to be careful today. Be careful tomorrow in the market. Now, if you are a day trader like I am, a retail day trader, there are plenty of opportunities to make money, guys. Plenty of opportunity to get in and get out. Drop into a stock while it takes a dip. As it's riding up, you learn the candlesticks, you know what's going on. You get in, you get out, don't bag hold, call it a day, make a couple $100 and move on for this market and wait and see what happens. Do I think once we get past Wednesday, Thursday, and this Fed decision, do I think the market will go back to what it sort of looked like last week? I do. I think that the market is ready for a breakout. It's ready to continue to move. There was even a news report yesterday, Fox Business News, that was talking about, the idea of NVIDIA, Palantir, some of these big major companies, stocks that are, average right now, not low lows, not high highs, but with the S&P 500, basically have the ability to run, and they believe there will be a breakout, a breakthrough and a breakout. I'm watching for it, guys. I've got a lot of my resistance levels set. I know where those resistance levels are, and I'm waiting to see if any of what they're sharing is true. Because remember, nobody has a crystal ball. Also, big news this week so far was the announcement that Warren Buffett was stepping down as CEO, and he actually appointed a new gentleman. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I'll throw that up on the screen too. But basically appointed, starting in 2026, a new CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. That's big. That's big news. I actually was watching the stock yesterday to see what did it do, and I never caught back up to the end of the day. I'll throw that up here on the screen too, so you can see if it went up or it went down. Take a look today. Take a look this morning. Applied Digital, APLD, Applied Digital, SoundHound, Serve Robotics, Wolf, both of them, WOLF, WULF, BBAI. Okay, those are all great day trade stocks. Those are ones that I love to be in and out of most days. APLD every day. And the one that I'll tell you that I was actually kind of surprised in was Ford. Ford actually had a positive earnings result, but the stock dropped. And that's not very uncommon when you have a circumstance where a company reports good earnings. It doesn't show in the stock. Especially right now with everything going on with tariff fears, with automotive industry and all that. But if I didn't tell you yesterday, guys, one of the sectors that I'm looking at a little bit more right now, because there's a lot less volatility, is utilities. Utilities is always a sector that is a safe play. Now, do your own homework, do your own research. Again, not financial advice, but I know that when there is uncertain volatility in the market, and I'm not sure what a lot of my typical stocks are going to do, I look at the utility sector to see, who's running, and who's running strong and can get in and out of a lot of those stocks. Now, a lot of them are higher priced, higher value, so you got to be ready to put your money where your mouth is. But it usually is a lot less volatile than a lot of other areas, a lot of other sectors in the market. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys have a great day, a green day. Let me know in the comments if you're making money or what happened today for you. How do you feel about what I'm sharing? How do you feel about what's happening with the S&P 500 and the market overall? Would love to hear some comments from you guys. Continue to do your diligence. Continue to do your homework. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every time we drop a new video. Have a good day, and I will see you later. Josh out. Peace.